Welcome to this reshooting of the Shoreham View season preview, available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify. I think that's it. Is that it? That's it. We are, of course, sponsored by the fantastic Glistening Kicks and Waviolets. I'm not going to blister on too much. We'll just get straight into the fucking thing, because we've done this once already.
Cheers and die.
Cheers and die. Coming up.
We ask, are the Blades ready for the season ahead?
And Jai has gone to the French equivalent of the pigs.
We'll look at the incoming so far.
Well, we're getting the Blades fans' views on the upcoming season.
And we talk pre-season.
As we mentioned before, this is available on podcast audio now, thanks to the talkSPORT network. They are carrying us forward with their little advertisements, so you can get all the beer and breakfasts, all for the season as an audio podcast. Your Dan will like that.
He really loves a good podcast.
He does,
and
he does.
talkSPORT.
And you don't have to look at us.
But he'll miss out on his missus, so. Let's get straight in. The reason we're reshooting this, and the reason it's probably not going to be as optimistic as last time, and Jai's buggered off. Somebody take away, because I'm sick of talking about it.
Well, in the original, I said I thought he'd go.
You did.
You did.
You did.
You all thought he'd stay.
You'll never see evidence of this.
I'll tell you.
We did a film about it. We did a whole big thing about him stopping.
Yeah,
We promise.
I just thought he'd go. Once they upped their offer, I just thought we'd get rid. And he wanted to go. It's quite obvious when you saw Filmer him arriving here. And, you know, I'm not one of these people that hate the fact or hate him for going. Because of him taking us up, he's probably saved us as a club, because let's face it, we were up shit street when he got promoted, and he was the reason we got promoted. So how can you hate somebody that's done that? Yes, we're up shit street, or we're looking like we're going to struggle, but even with him I think we'd have struggled, because I think Premiership teams would have just targeted him. Because he's our everything, weren't he, basically?
I think he'd have done better against the bigger teams in the Premier League, because the bigger teams are the ones who aren't going to double mark him.
It's one of them. But
That doesn't mean we'd win them games, it means he'd probably get a goal.
I don't think they might not double mark him, but I think the quality of the defenders that they're up against is cynical, and I think they'd stop him. It's still got an ability to get around a lot, but so, you know, I just think we've got to move on, and don't hate him for it.
Kenneth?
And he's a really good young professional, isn't he? You consider him and Morgan Gibbs-White.
Scab.
Let's see you doing that again, right? And them two have been fantastic, really. You know what I mean? Young, hard-working professionals. I mean, we've been lucky to see them, really, haven't we, really?
Well,
I mean, me and Robert's seen some shite, haven't we?
we might do it again.
You'll consider, for instance, I don't know, we've done really well with these loans and stuff. I mean, we've had Doyle, we've had McAtee, we've had Morgan Gibbs-White, and then we've got Ndiaye and Berger with. It's like what's next to come, innit? That's what's scary.
Ruthless.
I don't think there's a Blade in Sheffield where you say Njai's name and it can bring a smile to the face. I'm sad to see him go, but I'm happy for him. It's his boyhood club. You know, it's the equivalent of Sharp coming to us. He supported them when he were a nipper. You can't fault him. But I'm sad to see him go.
Yeah, we are. And you know, one other thing, he hadn't done it for money.
No. We're going to come on to that in a bit,
He's an absolute one-off.
Absolutely.
Jonno?
I think he's just put a dampener on start of the season. So close to
It feels like we're reading an obituary already, doesn't it?
Yeah. We're all looking forward to last time we were in Premier League under Wilder. We're right up for it no matter who we're coming in. At the moment, especially in Diego, we just look now and just think, is the team strong enough?
Yeah.
The problem where we had to replace Doyle, McAtee, and now we've got a problem with replacing Ndiaye, and it's just really put a dampener on season for me. Good luck to the lad. Good luck to the lad. He's playing for his boyhood club that he wanted to all his career. Fair play to him, and I hope we see him at Lane again.
See, I've gone full circle through the grieving process. I started off, it were all the club's fault. Fuck you, you should have took 30 million, this is a fucking joke.
You started with anger, didn't you?
You started with anger, but then I replaced that anger, and I felt bitter and betrayed, so I started blaming Illy, man. Yeah, you're a fucking snake and all this and that. I don't wish you well, I hope you fucking shit, I hope you break your leg, fuck you. And then I thought, no, I do wish him well, I do love him.
You did send that photo, Jonny.
Yeah.
As soon as you got injured, you were loving it.
That were more for Marseille fans than him, though. But luckily, I got a place to put all this anger, and it were up Marseille fans, because they are cunts. French courtier de merde.
French pigs.
French pigs, as I have dubbed them. Horrible, bitter little cunts who live on deck chairs. Because some of them are from Marseille.
We all like pigs fans.
Yeah, but
The facts about it is, though, I mean, again, he ain't gone for money. It's that boiled thing. It's not a good career move for him.
No.
He could have gone somewhere. That French league is shot.
Did you watch that game against that German team? Leverkusen. The standard of football, Leverkusen looked like they were Premier League and Marseille looked... They conceded straight from a corner. Keeper fucking caught it and spooned it into his own net. It was like watching League 2 football under Adkins.
To be honest, I haven't done no research on this, right? But how many of the French national squad play in France?
You're asking a question, but you haven't got an answer.
There'll be somebody out there that'll know, but what I'm getting at is I'm pretty certain they all owe Europe on big bucks. They're not in their own league.
They all go to France to die. That's where careers go to die.
They all go to France.
That's Saudi Arabia.
They all go to France to learn how to do a blockade.
I think it's clear he's done it for the love of it then.
Yeah.
It has, because it can't be the money. Speaking of which...
just one more thing on that. He could have left 2 weeks into the season.
Yeah.
United have known that it's always been a possibility, so they must have been planning.
This is where we're...
Close, Rob, it sounds like they really
might have been close,
to
but we'd have done the planning on who we wanted.
Yeah, just in case.
Now, whether we get them, it's because it's showing now that, we link with this person, we link that person, they're all falling away and signing for other clubs at the minute. So whether we'd have got whoever we lined up.
Well, Prince has just said that he has got one, hasn't he? Eki has got one. He's on his wish.
Well, this is what I'm about to move into now. Obviously, if you haven't listened to it already, go head over to the Sheffield United Way and watch their interview with Prince Abdullah. Prince Abdullah? Prince Abdullah. I have to give a lot of credit to Nick and how they got fucking dog's abuse all week, which I don't think anybody deserves going on like. It's not fair. They're doing what they do, and if you don't like it, fuck off. Just like I said to you, don't like what we do, fuck off.
Yeah.
But with them, they took it to heart and they gave him some fucking good questions. And one of them was, did we receive offers last season for Ndai? Did we accept them? And was this the best deal we could get for him? Or was it just because he moved for his boyhood club? And he waffled around for about 20 minutes, as Prince Abdullah does, blah, 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 blah. So eventually just say, look, he's gone.
No.
So he answered nothing. They asked the question, we didn't really get a proper answer.
Jonny,
so that shows to me that we could have probably got more money for him, but Ndai only moved because it was Marseille, which you have to respect.
Jonny, didn't Eki say that in his interview, that he had a chance to earn more money last year?
Exactly.
And he chose to stay.
Yeah. He also did say that he offered Berger and Ndai contracts last year, but they both decided they didn't want to sign them.
Well, Sanders going to leave on a free at the end of this season.
Yeah.
He's always said he'll play till the end of his career, till his contract. And fair play to anybody who does that. He's honouring that contract. Maybe if United have a good season, maybe we can persuade him to stay.
Yeah. So it's on
But Jonny, another thing about that is he did say that they went at the start of the season.
Yeah.
They went again to him before the ball was kicked, because he did have his best season. He did sort of kick on a lot last year. So they have tried to be a bit proactive, but they just don't sign. These players have got all power.
Also, as well, the thing is, I can't go too much into it because these are things I've been talking about. We're signing a player in Scotland, and he did the big fucking tour with Eki and Bottom around the ground, wanted to sign, and then the contract came through the day he signed for Rangers because we left it a month. Or we have a Rangers of Celtic, and he just thought he got the contract offer, and we'd offered him $3,000 more than what he was getting at his previous club, whereas Rangers had doubled his wages. So I do think sometimes, like you said, we need to be more. You're saying he's proactive. I think we need to be more proactive in getting these deals over the line. I know there's a culture in the Arabian world where things take time and you don't push and you don't insist. But this is the Premier League where you need to get deals over the line as quick as you can. Otherwise, you're left in shit like we are.
And this is the problem, because in the end, everybody's waiting for all these dominoes to fall, because we're getting to... Because we're going to be 3 or 4 weeks into the season, and everybody's still waiting. It's just like, I don't know, it's like house moving on a Friday, isn't it? You know, like that, Jim? Yeah. It's just like, well, we're not selling him until we know we've got him.
Yeah.
Looking at how the club is owned, how it's operated by the owners. We've talked about it before, obviously, we talked about it in depth in the last fucking video, but the way the club is run, he's obviously looking for a seller. Again, if you listen to what he said recently in that interview, he wants to find a good custodian. And the question was asked, do you feel like you did enough vetting last time? Because look at the 2 people who came through. And his answer was, essentially, we did all we could and then it's up to the EFL. That worries the fuck out of me.
Well, you can say that, but I mean, obviously EFL were concerned and didn't rush it. We were all saying rush it through, why are you taking it? Well, obviously the concerns were legitimate, so it does look like they might actually be doing.
Fair play to him, because he got
look back on the mistakes of other clubs.
Where they fucked up in the past.
I respect to him though.
It seems that that's what the EFL do. You sort of pass it on to them. They don't get too excited about doing the due diligence, whatever they call it, because they know they're going to go through ringer as soon as they go to them.
Well, fair play to Abdullah, because he scammed the scammer. He got a down payment, saved his fucking season, and then you fuck off to EFL and you do it. And I respect that.
What scammer got conned.
But what we're worrying with a 2 million show, that we're worrying like in a way that now. Aren't we able to chuck that 2 million in because they've got exclusivity? Does all our like movements and money seize because they've got exclusivity, or can't we? Just this 2 million went into an embargo because of 2 million.
2 million in football today should be nothing.
That's what I said. Surely they could have overrid that, but and maybe whatever.
We're going to avoid delving too deep into the finances. That's bullshit. That's it. Bullshit artist. That's his thing on Twitter. He does that. Anyway, going into how he wants to sell the club. We want him to sell the club. It's not a personal matter now. It's just a case of we want the future of the club to be secure. We've on the list of bad owners. He's not in the list of good owners because we've never had a good owner.
No,
that's not personal. We've never had a good owner. We've never had this guy come in, flashed his cash, thrown it around responsibly, and just made us a force to be reckoned with. Do we think that's ever going to happen?
Well, we'll actually get a good owner.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not holding my breath.
But in the end,
when I thought I'd got one in Reg Brealey, he was a bloody insider trader.
Reg Brealey sold Brian Dean about 3 months before he told us, let us buy all the season tickets. And you see, this is what gets me mad. Right, you're all thinking Endai is end of the world now. A lot of older Blades will remember when they sold Brian Dean. Let us buy a season ticket, sold Brian Dean, and we've been up there for 4 years, well 3 years, and that was the fourth year. And Brian Dean's goals that we didn't get in the fourth year was the reason we didn't stay up. So
Fjortoft and Brian Dean on the same day still cuts me deep.
Well, there were one worse than that, Jonny, before.
David Holdsworth and Alan Kelly on the same fucking day. That one cuts me deep. It just happens and happens and happens.
United, let's face it, every player's got a price. We haven't got enough to keep hold of. If you've got good players, they're going to go. Because other teams will want them.
Do we want American investment, Saudi investment, Chinese investment, or do we...
Any investment.
Do we
want Chancery investment?
Jonno,
what is he, Robert? He's a chimpanzee with a Tommy gun.
Jonno, what type of owners do we need?
Just one that recognises what the club is all about. I don't want owners come in, write the name all over walls.
New stadium.
Call it whatever they want.
On a retail park next to fucking Matalan.
Sheffield United's got a lot of history behind it, and I don't want anybody to come and change anything to do with United, but are willing to spend and keep the club, hopefully, in the Premier League for many seasons to come.
One thing I like...
At the moment, I think...
One thing I like that Abdullah said, he says, I'm a custodian. I like that. Whether he actually believes it and fucking operates that way, it's we need the next custodian to be willing to take the club on.
But is he a custodian of the club or a custodian of his potential?
What's
he a custodian of? Because I don't trust
the
him
owners
as far
will
as
be
I
happy
could
with United going up and down into Premier League.
Yo-yoing.
They will not mind that at all because a lot of money's been made doing that. Norwich have done that for a lot of seasons. I want an owner that's got ambition to stop in the Premier League.
Ruth, you've had unique issues with the ownership in the past. We'll not delve too much into it because they're personal. But
confidentiality and all that.
Exactly. But ownership-wise, we'll be happy to see him go.
Yeah, I've always said that. I will. I mean, I can't fault him too much. He's been careful with the money.
I respect what he did last season.
Bit too careful, maybe. I don't necessarily believe what he's saying about the care for the club. I think it's always been a business investment for him, which it is for a lot of owners.
Yeah,
you can't really knock him for that, but as a fan, for us, it's more than that. So I suppose I'll rephrase it. I'll be happy to see him go for the right replacement.
Yeah.
I won't just swap him for anybody.
So, Ruth, you don't think he's not really getting anywhere near being a Blade then? Is that what you're saying? Because where I come across, you can see he's lived it with us. You know what I mean?
He's lived it in his LA home while we've been drinking him.
I'm only asking a question.
To me, he's a politician. His answers are political. He knows how to speak with part truths, plays on words. Like, we're paying everybody 50,000 a week. We're paying Jags and that were it. All the rest of them nowhere near that. You can ask the speak. Or we're spending record money. It's like government saying we're putting record money into NHS. If they've got to put an extra tenner in, it's making more than before. So you have to understand what political answers are.
Yeah.
And he's a political speaker. He gives us what he wants you to hear, and he knows what he's doing.
So I'm going to stick up for him here then. Do you think if McCabe were in charge...
I don't like McCabe either.
No.
So
I'm just saying...
I don't want to judge him by
saying,
McCabe. That's like saying who's worse,
obviously we had a
Bronson or
choice,
Grace.
didn't we? At that point, with this way or that way, do you think McCabe would have spent the money he spent?
No.
No, and he'd have sold off at players as
And
well.
Wilder would have gone 2 years before.
Yeah.
Because Wilder would have got fed up with McCabe.
You can't, but you can't judge him on McCabe, because that's like picking which bollock you want cutting off.
It is.
It's a dog shit or a cat shit sandwich.
I'd rather
perfectly honest with
Prince
you.
Abdullah rather than McCabe.
Yes.
You can give him all praise you like, but let's face it, when we went down, what were his sellable assets? The players that we went down with weren't wanted by Premier League teams. They weren't Championship teams weren't going to buy them because they were on too big a money.
That was Wilder's strategy. He let Wilder.
I'm not going to get into a Wilder argument. It's gone.
Because when we got relegated, we had a lot of ageing players, though.
Yeah, he did mention that in the interview. He says a lot of his players were too old, and that's why he has said in this interview that he wants to bring in younger players. And if that is the case, I can respect that. How old's Joe Brackpom? 27.
But is he bringing the younger players in the hope that he stumbles upon somebody that's going to be worth the?
I think that could be it. He might want to see how much shit he can throw at a wall before something sticks. Looking at it, people will say when we're looking at new owners, possibly people go, "Oh, we'll end up with Mike Ashley." I won't mind a fucking Mike Ashley. Newcastle fans have got this fucking delusion of grandeur. They're fucking Newcastle's bollocks. He saved them so many fucking times and bailed them out the shit. The only thing I wouldn't like about him is I don't want to be playing at the Sports Direct Arena at Bramwell Lane.
No, you wouldn't, but that comes with it, doesn't it? Anybody can change out. It's like people don't like sponsors on shirt. Well, whoever puts money in, you take money.
Oh, I take the money.
So, I mean, to me, he's never going to fund you to be European champions, but he'd fund you to keep you in league.
Yeah.
Because that's all you want. You want somebody to look after you. I'm not right interested in massive amount of money because it just turns into a sack of shit, doesn't it? Really.
We could talk about this for hours, but what I think we'll do now is we're going to move on and get the Blades fan views.
What's happening, Blades? Jimmy from Blades Ramble back on the Shoreham View. Content creators unite and all that sort of stuff. Season preview, how are us Blades going to fare this year? Well, I'm more positive than most, and I get why a lot of you wouldn't be. I think we're very short at the minute, and it's a shame because some early games look like ones that we should be going for 3 points, and it's just come too early for us, but I'm confident by end of the window, we'll have a decent squad that's competitive enough. Look, we're not up there in terms of quality, in terms of Premier League levels overall. You know, we're definitely bottom rung. But we've got that steel, haven't we, that we demand as Blades. We've got that fighting spirit. I think Trusky's a great signing. And I think we'll be all right come start of the season. So keep the faith, Blades. Come on, you and white wizards. Up the Blades.
Down the Blades season preview time. It seems to have come around quite quick this time. We wrapped things up early and got automatic promotion, so we didn't have the rigmarole or the playoffs and stuff like that. But yeah, it seems to have come around the new season really quickly. Obviously, the state of everything at the minute isn't great. We've not got much money. Our best players left. Pre-season performances haven't looked great. All we can hope is that we get a few more through the door. I can't see us getting that many through the door this week before the Palace game. It's obviously Sunday before the season starts right now. I can't see us getting many more in, and the ones that we have brought in quite young, and they might need to build a little while. Might need a bit of time to get into the squad, get into the get into the way we're playing, get into the pace of English football. So yeah, we'll try and be as positive as possible. Obviously going to be there every week, try and get some away games as well. But yeah, just enjoying having football back, to be fair, and us being part of the top league in probably the world, to be fair. So let's just hope that we don't get battered every week, and yeah, let's just enjoy it. Up the Blades, let's have it.
I think next season we're going to be fucking shit. What about you? Yeah. Problem? Well, we're done for. We are absolutely done for. So yeah, good. None of us are happy anyway. You've got 3 celebrities here. Travelling, toxic bullshit, and me. And none of us think we're going to do anything. We are done. But we're all Blades, aren't we? We're all Blades.
So obviously, mixed bag of views there for the build up to the season. Lots of optimism. Let's have a quick talk about a different turn. Ticketing changes for away games.
Right.
Obviously now, so we're going to put more towards the ballot. I think this is being handled with the right intentions in the wrong way. Because what we need to do first is take away the fucking 30,000 fucking tickets that the tea ladies, fucking families, dogs, mothers, brothers fucking get. Or fucking players who take their fucking third cousin, Simon, Jill, fucking whatever his name is, to away games. We went to Fulham and we were stuck behind about 18 friends and family tickets.
Yep.
We moved seats and it was better. But if you want to get more tickets to the fans and do it fairly, instead of putting a 20% ballot at the end, give a 15% ballot and 5% of that ballot, 20% ballot, but 15% for fans and 5% for the family and friends. Put the family and friends in the ballot bit.
Yeah.
And then maybe give season ticket holders for more points on day one, they get 1,500. Between points and point A, they get 1,000. 500 go to general sale, and then you're 500 for the ballot bit. That'd probably be the fairest way to do it. And that's still got some unfairities in it. There is no real fair way to do it. And also, if, let's say, you buy a season ticket, don't turn up, but keep it because, we're going to be at Premier League next year. Maybe if they don't go to a home game in 2 years, because you can see which games they've actually been to. If they don't turn up, take away the points.
Somebody else.
Yeah, they could do. And if they do, they do. We can't stop that. But there will be people there who go, and we've seen it, because we sold so many season tickets, and then last season we know them seats are empty. They'll be fucking full this season in Premier League. So if they're not turning up, take the points away if they don't attend 50% of games, home games, in a year and a
I
half.
think we're going to have a problem back at COP again as well.
Yeah, I do. That's going to
it's gonna
return.
be overcrowded
Sit in your fucking seat. Or stand on your seat. As long as it's your space,
I don't think
stay
that's
there.
the
They
problem.
just want to be near
The-
us.
I think
That's
the
what
problem
it is,
is-
isn't it?
We're not friendly. We don't want to be your
We don't want
friend. We just want our space.
The thing is with ticketing though, there's you'll never win because there's
No.
always somebody who's disadvantaged. If you increase that to 20%, people who are now on 40,000, 45,000 thinking shit, I'd have been able to get them on that day, are now going to go into a ballot. So the only way you can do it is to maybe offer 50,000 up can have them. Not everybody who's on 60 to 65 to that. So find the point and just say right. They've shown loyalty because they've got 40,000 points.
Yeah,
we're
there's still a degree of loyalty there.
But it gives them who have been loyal for years as well a chance because they're never going to catch up with us Odins, and that'd be a disadvantage on that.
Yeah.
But I do agree.
But it's a
Potentially
smaller
fair,
disadvantage than them on 40,000.
I do agree with Jonny though. I think and it's all right if you're going to take 20% off, right? So that's 80% for the loyal fans.
Yeah.
It's not though, is it?
But,
What is that? It'll be 70%.
This is what I'm saying is they should make sure there's 80% for the loyal fans and all the players' tickets and all the
in that 20% ballot.
They're in that.
the
But
ballot.
that's not what they're doing.
No.
It's a 20% ballot. Rest of a lot go up from back door to family, friends, or everybody who works there.
Look, it's been there for years. How many did Warnock get? His window cleaner went there for years without paying.
Back in Warnock days, people didn't want to go. Yeah. We didn't sell out away everywhere we went.
So
this season, there's going to be a lot of people wanting to go.
Warnock's got credit for that because when he came, there were only 12,000.
Yeah.
It's all his doing.
But, I mean, Ruth's in a unique...
How well McCabe did with
Ruth, you're in a
tickets,
unique position for this because you couldn't have a season ticket because you worked there.
Yeah, but I suppose I could have bought a season ticket, but it would have been pretty pointless, wouldn't it? Because I was there week in, week out anyway. I was like betting manager.
You only missed the first 15 minutes, didn't you?
Pardon? About 7 minutes if I were quick enough. If I just chucked it in safe and ran on, I never did that.
It was always in the back pocket.
It was always counted and secure. So I've not got the points that you guys have got. I do still sometimes manage to make that threshold for away games by hook or by crook. But this gives me a better chance, I suppose.
It does. So you're looking at it.
You know the ballot at
different
home, Jonny. And you're going to get a random ticket.
That's what it is. You can't go
Andy, shut
with your
up.
mates,
I'm talking now.
Oh, the teacher voice is out.
I'm talking now.
Put your hands up.
My hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
Don't make me count.
God.
Now you're getting Rob excited. Look what you've done.
It's how I had a table rose half an inch.
I've now forgot what I was saying anyway. You can carry on.
I remember what I was saying.
Stamp the
I
authority.
say if you get a ticket in ballot, you want to go with your mates, but your mates haven't got one.
Yeah.
Are you actually going to go on your own?
That is an issue.
Or
No,
are you not going to sit in your seat because you're going to go and stand?
Yeah, sure, you'd not
you
sit
don't
in
know,
your
yeah.
seat.
And that's how the cop ended up like it did, because all the people that wanted to sing all came up round us.
Safe
And then
standing.
Robert, you were moaning about the atmosphere. I'm thinking, well, Robert, there's about 200 singers that have now spread back round Cop.
Yeah.
Because they used to come and stand in aisles and wherever round us, and they used to want to get involved with atmosphere, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's why the atmosphere dropped, and everybody moaned about the atmosphere, because all them singers that used to come up and try and sing with us have been spread back round.
But it's a catch-22 though, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
do we remember the Tottenham game where the back few rows were closed? Do we want that?
No. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
What I say, Robert, you were saying about ticket pricing,
No,
weren't
I
you?
said that's one thing I give Prince credit for, because at least own pricing is maintained reasonable prices for fans to watch football.
I think he did really well with that.
Unlike Wednesday, where they're getting ripped a new one.
Where even obviously Championship football weren't on the card really.
No.
League One football they were still charging
Ridiculous prices.
£700.
10-year season
ticket prices are good.
They are.
They're excellent, and I give him credit for that, because Sheffield is one of the poorer cities in the country, so to rip off your fan group is totally wrong. So I think I give him full credit for that.
Well done.
Never clapped me before.
We were clapping Prince, you dick.
Let's give Rob a clap.
Well done, Matt.
Obviously, going into pre-season, I suppose one of the advantages of filming so late on his pre-season's done we now, so we've seen all the pre-season games, and that's a scary fucking prospect, isn't it?
It's not been great, has it?
No. The Donny game filled us...
Chesney
game filled us with a lot of hope, and
We
rolled
were playing
downhill
well.
from there. Obviously, Ndai started the show. When he were playing well, we were playing well. Ndai went. And saying that, against Stuttgart, we lost 3-0 to their first team, and we played a mixed team. Then we played a mixed team against their under-11s and won 3-0, so 3-all on aggregate. I don't know, has pre-season left you feeling, Ruth?
Well, as the optimist of the group, I'm a bit disappointed that you've left it this late, because now I'm going to have to go against everything that I'm normally about. I'm normally there saying, no, come on, it'll be all right. I'm worried. I am worried.
I'm panicking now.
To be honest, I'm not really qualified to speak much on this, because I've missed quite a few of the pre-season games. There's only a couple that I've seen.
She didn't win ballot.
IPTV won't work on holiday.
It were only 10% back then. No, so yeah, I can't really comment much. I like Asula.
Asula?
Asula.
I think he's gonna give us a lot this season. I think.
As long as he learns to fucking shoot.
Well,
Tried to walk it into net yesterday.
Yeah.
but that'll come with confidence.
Yeah, it
though,
will.
I think. You know, he's not had much match time
You know what,
in first team, and this is an opportunity for him, isn't it? And he's got to grab it with.
That's one of the
both
reasons, because we're short strikers at the minute, that's one of the reasons we're going to miss Sharp. Because maybe not as a player, but as a mentor for these type of players.
That's steadying. He steadies shit, doesn't he? When he comes on, you sort of see him all relax a bit, and he commands. And yeah, we will miss him for that.
Kenneth, pre-season, how you feeling at the end of it?
Oh, we've got one out of the main four, haven't we? McAtee, Doyle, and Ndai are not there. And there's only Berger left. And them four were like, is there a word dynamism?
Dynamism.
Is it, whatever.
We're using
Dynamic.
But anyway,
Dynamics.
Anyway, they were the dynamic members of the promotion-winning team, weren't they? But
I think you could put an L in there as well.
Yeah.
It was spine at team, really, weren't it?
But anyway, that's
George, hang on.
Whoa, I'm talking.
Right, hang on, go shut.
But you forgot George. Can you
Oh, yeah, George.
Thank you.
George.
Thanks.
We all love George.
I'm happy now.
Anyway, back to what you were saying.
He's forgot now.
No, honestly, it's obviously very worrying. But he has mentioned today, the Prince, that Eki has got a real player that is his favourite, and he's going to go out, and if he does get that one, he will be out of the level of money a little bit. Talking double, we're talking.
We've got a big
10 million.
signing coming
It is
I reckon
frustrating.
that's that Tillman.
It is
Gone to
frustrating.
PSV, hasn't it?
Gone to PSV.
Yeah. It's got to PSV.
It is frustrating that these players that could be coming in and these players that have come in that we haven't got to see them in pre-season. They haven't really had much time to gel, so that's going to be hard work. Rob, what do you think?
I think, but you can only go on teams that we've put out. We're still playing too slow, too around back, crab football, back football. We need somebody who can get forward, who's going to make forward runs. Slimani looks alright. He looks like he's got a touch, gets caught on ball quite a bit.
Did yesterday.
Others, I'm hoping that the fullback improves and comes forward.
What's his name, Robert?
Larouche.
Oh, well done.
and I'm hoping that he does up front, Traore. He's got to have a lot of skill because he's very small and very sly. So it's me hope he's got one hell of a cracking touch about it.
Well, he needs to be further forward, I think. He was too deep yesterday.
But that's because of how we're playing.
Yeah.
When we play that slow across back, we just sucker teams on and our forwards are coming deeper.
Like an Italian tank, aren't we, Rob?
Well, I don't like that style of football. We changed last season once Doyle and McAtee were in. We got somebody who passed forward and somebody who ran forward.
Yeah, we were great.
And we've got to have that. And without that, we're going to be scuppered if we're just welcoming Premier League clubs onto us all the time like that by being so slow at back. Because Wes can't kick it very well. We need a goalkeeper. I'm not saying to replace Wes, but to challenge Wes. So we need a top goalkeeper. I'm glad we've got a left centre half in now. I'll be interested to see him. He didn't quite impress me for Birmingham last season on the bits I saw of
We
him.
all love a good yank, Robert.
Well, that's true. I am concerned about left wing back. Norrington Davis still seems a mile away, which worries me because I think he's a player.
And he's better at left centre half anyway.
Well, but he can play wing back. He does bomb forward. He can play there, and I still think that's the position. But we've got to sort that left out. So in these friendlies, when we've been playing Robinson, bloody Lower, Larouche and Osborne, and I don't blame Osborne, but all that side is so weak. Every Premier team is just going to put it down here. Put it down here.
Jonno, pre-season.
Absolutely terrified.
Really?
Oh, I just thought, mainly on the Stuttgart game, that's more or less, barring 2 or 3 players, that's our first team.
Oh.
And we absolutely got mullered on a counter-attack.
The midfield looked particularly poor.
They were so quick on break, and this is a mediocre German side.
Did you see that? I mean, we had a corner, and our furthest back player was 10 yards in their half, which is amazing for us.
Yeah.
And he got that bleeding forward who were like...
That number 14.
Yeah. Why the starting positions were like an under-10s team would have had.
It's just our corners, when we corner against us and every man's in post. What's Traore doing in our box on a corner?
Going back to that though, I mean, because we've signed some small players, and everybody like they were yesterday, Germans, were about 6'4" tanks. And we look small and insignificant, so they're going to win every cross and get every header out, so they're going to break.
What were our tactics in that match? Get it to flanks and cross it in. Why?
Yeah.
Well, we
knew they were a lot bigger than us. We've got no big players hardly on pitch. Sanderberg's not one to challenge for an header very well.
No.
To me, it was just tactics, and that's what we're going to look forward to in Premier League. At the moment, Crystal Palace on their counter-attack will absolutely destroy us.
We need bodies.
Egan looked a yard off.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's just obviously cobwebs from
pre-season,
yeah. Or he's just right fast.
But right.
Boy, we're right fast. Fucking hell, we were...
You know what?
Usain Bolt, didn't that forward? He were like
Sealas, weren't it?
Yeah.
Is that lad who scored a hat-trick?
No, the one who set him up.
Oh, yeah.
He got a hat-trick, but don't forget that I think it were 2 or 3 assists came from that 14, that's Sealas.
But this is what pre-season's about, isn't it? Seeing what works and what doesn't. So hopefully...
We've definitely seen what doesn't.
Yeah,
well, we know what don't work,
but
to change it in a week is kind of scary.
Well...
One thing I really enjoyed about
choice
pre-season...
halfway.
One thing I really, really enjoyed about pre-season...
Yeah.
That as well. No VAR, because next season we've got the return of VAR.
Reports it's going into Championship anyway about end of this season.
Well, that don't really like matter to us at the minute because we've got it regardless. More big toes offside because we haven't got this new rule of the whole body has to be offside that some of the other leagues have gotten.
Are they all in size 7 shoes now then?
I reckon what they've done is they've chopped the toes off.
Like, what country is it where they bind the feet, make them smaller? Is it China? They used to do that. Wrap them in bandages to make them really small.
Give women petite feet.
Yeah.
But this is something me and Robert agree on, is like we reckon we should make this line wider for the linesman. Or like put a ball either side at line, have like a lot of tolerance there, and then just let them actually be linesmen, instead of leaving it down and letting this phase go and then reanalyse it after.
Well, that doesn't really matter, because even if Lino does put his flag up, if somebody decides that to ignore it, won't put it in net because it goes to a check anyway. Joe Shelby, Newcastle, Wales.
Yeah.
Amount of times we've been in VAR games and Lino puts his flag up, so we just stop. No, keep running, stick it in net and wait for VAR. It's going to get reviewed anyway.
But that's what I'm trying to say, Johnny. Why don't they let the linesman have the power and let him have tolerance? Let him have a thicker line or something.
Yeah.
So when they're moaning about big toes and whatever, you can turn around and say, well, you've got that much extra anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To overrule linesman's decision.
And that'll make the decisions faster.
I mean, we had one good instance with VAR, I think, and that was when Rice handballing, not just Snodgrass. Snodgrass puts it in, celebrates in front of our fans, getting it up fucking bigger. That reaction to VAR were as good as a goal.
Yeah,
it were fucking brilliant. But that were 1 in 10. The other 9 went. No, actually, we had that one with Basham at Norwich, so 2 in 10.
It shouldn't have been sent off anyway.
No, it shouldn't.
No. I mean, that wasn't sent off.
What I'm trying to get is VAR going to fuck us again?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think this additional time will and all. Because, I mean,
because we're going to want that puck to go down fast.
If we 1-0 up, that 15 minutes injury time that'll suddenly appear.
Yeah.
It's going to be murder. Or when we're 6-0 down.
I was about to say, 6-0 down against Man City, we've got another 9 minutes. So
I'm not looking forward to that either. Yeah. We get them all, get out of the ground.
What do you think to all this new fair play? But like, I understand it. If you're going to crowd the referee, book him. I agree with that. But did you see, like, in the games that have been, like, a player don't agree with a challenge, so he waves his arm. He was 30 yards away from referee, and he booked him for it. That's bollocks.
I think he's going to be shit. Didn't one team have about 10 booked yesterday?
Yeah.
No, I'm all for that.
I think.
Well, even if you get a tackle at edge of box and you're pissed off with it, you're going to go for fuck's sake.
I'm all for it. I'm fed up of players moaning, rolling.
Yeah.
That bit I agree with, but if you go through,
but he didn't. He's not going to go back on it.
But he didn't. He was 30 yards away from ref. He weren't looking at ref. Oh, he would go for fuck's sake.
I do agree with Jonny on that.
And then he got booked.
Well, he shouldn't have said fuck.
I get fucking red card. I get red carded every time I walk in.
Abusive language.
If he's miles away, you know what I mean, and he's just angry with the situation, you know what I mean? If he goes up to ref and gives it that one.
Yeah, of course, book him.
Yeah. I think 30 yards away, obviously, it's a bit too much. But start mobbing at referee just because you haven't got a decision.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
That was Roy Keane. Remember that Roy Keane one?
Yeah.
Ruth, you are a referee.
I was just going to say, as a grassroots referee, controversial. I welcome this because I think that something needs to be done. Players lately, it's just ridiculous, and they're setting an example for our kids that are coming up. And the kids watch the football, they see their favourite players, their idols doing it, and they think, well, that's what you're supposed to do in a match.
Yeah.
And it's not right. And I think, they're setting an example. You're going to get examples like you've just got. That's a very extreme case.
It is, but it happened.
It did, but I think that's you're going to get that with different referees. Some referees will tolerate different things, and I welcome it. I think it's a good thing. I don't think there's any room for dissent in this sport. Referees train. The training's really hard. It's a really hard job to do.
But why do we have such bad referees, though? No, I'm not saying you are. I'm saying in general, English referees tend to be some of the fucking worst referees I've ever seen, especially at Championship and League One level. Premier League ain't much better.
Well,
Premier League's still shit.
Everybody has their off day.
These have 28 a season.
I'm going to stick up for
nobody.
refs.
Yeah,
I'm going to stick up for refs because in the end, you've got 20 odd players there, and they'll cheat, they'll do all to get whatever influence the decision. And there's only them. They're trying to actually police the game.
Yeah.
And everybody else is prepared to cheat. And managers will do. They'll say to their players, "You do all. Just get us a decision or whatever."
And
it's a thankless task.
I'll tell you what, Jonny, right, on that back of that comment, you referee A Sunday League match.
I offered.
Referee,
Billy were in a game and they were the worst ref in the world.
No.
Worst ref in the world.
You referee an adult Sunday League match. I can set that up for you. You referee an adult Sunday League match.
They'll be called off by half time and I'll be in pub.
Better and then I'll accept your comment.
I will do. I'll do it.
Okay, right.
£100 bet.
First.
£100 bet.
Okay.
Because I'll book every cunt who comes near me with a decision. Because they're the new rules. But
you disagree with though. You disagree with those rules?
No, I disagree with it from 30 yards
distance away.
I do like the rules.
Right, I'll just tell them all to walk across 30 yards.
Oh, now we're twisting the knife in the question. What I'm saying, Billy had a game. This referee he were a home referee. Obviously, my team, Billy's team, were away team. And he were fucking shocking. I left it till last minute of the game when they grabbed one of our players, ragged him down by the collar, didn't get it, and then player got up, shoulder barged him, he ran round, rolled around with his fucking shit, and they gave a free kick. And then they won the game 1-0 when our team were on attack. And I went, you're having a joke, aren't you? They've been doing this all game. I got it from every single one of their parents. Oh, you're the reason why refs don't want to do it anymore, and blah, blah, blah. He just fucking nearly killed one of the players. Do you think you could do a better job? Give me a whistle. Give me a whistle. And they didn't like that. But at the end of the day, there's only so far you can take it. When the refs are that bad, players are going to get frustrated. If you're going to surround a ref and give fake cards out like that and wave your arms around, book them. That's dissent. That's shit. If you're 30 yards away and you disagree with a decision and you just get, what am I doing here? What's point? You can't book him for that. That's what I'm getting at.
It depends on what his arm flap. I've not seen this instance. Was his arm flapping at what had happened, or at the referee's decision?
It was Pig game at Southampton. It was Pig's game at Southampton.
Well, I won't have watched that.
No, he got. I think it was 1-on-1. Shoulder charge. Southampton player, Pig player goes down. He gives a free kick, and as he's walking around, he goes, "Oh fuck's sake!" But not. He was facing away from the referee. He was looking into the crowd, just get it one of them, and he brought him back from 30 yards away and booked him.
Right, so this was first game of the season. They're obviously trying to get that message out there, aren't they? I think
they have been trying to make examples of these rules.
Yeah.
So especially on TV games,
they've got to.
They've been saying, look at me, I'm upholding rules.
Yeah.
Whether it'll calm down a bit.
You'd like to think so.
Going back to that instance with Billy's team, it is great though when you're watching a grassroots match as a spectator and refs not doing the best job, and you have a comment on it, and obviously they come back at you and say, well, actually I am a referee, it's great to see the faces.
That's dissent, Ruth. That is dissent.
It's the best feeling in the world.
That is dissent.
I've got 20 years under my belt doing this, mate. I can't have an opinion.
Let's move away from obviously that. The transfers so far. Let's look at what we've got. Traore, Truste, Slimane, Leruce, and Diao. What do we think? No. We obviously need more.
We need time, don't we? We need time to see what they're like, but we still need another 4 or 5 players.
Minimum.
Like I said, we need a keeper. We need I wouldn't say left side midfield's a definite, a dynamic midfield, and probably a forward, because I do think, and even though McBurney's injured again, I think he'll do a reasonable job.
I think he'll be good. He's got a good season.
Could fall down again. They've both got poor injury records, and if we go in light, I think we need 6 forwards. And
6 forwards.
We do. We got a big squad. You have 9 on bench.
Yeah.
I want that McAtee run again. It was great. It was just great to see a midfielder just turn all their back four.
Maybe that's the one who's on his wish list.
Ooh, that'd be a controversial. Akpom. Let's talk about Akpom. I don't think it'll happen. I think it's a bollocks rumour.
I think it's bollocks. I think
he's had one good season.
Purple patch. But for 8 million, I'd take a risk.
Yes.
Above 10, I think it'd be a bit overpaying a player for a purple patch.
He's had one good season. He was on Arsenal's book, so he must have got something about him. He played at all levels for England up to 21, so they must have thought he'd got something about him. Because he were on Arsenal's books, they were watching him. He were out on loan.
Robert, you've just described Michael Twiss.
Well, yeah. Well, it might not be, but it might be a one-season wonder. But he put ball in net 29 times.
He'll have had some chances with them. Because to be fair, they were a very attacking team.
I compare him.
Say, well, it were all because of Archer. Archer was a brilliant forward, and I preferred Archer, but Archer's going to cost 3 times money. And he'll be on big money, and he's Villa's player.
Apparently, they're not going to sell him until because of Europe or something. They need homegrown players.
See, I compare him to. It's probably better, but Owen Doyle. Remember Owen Doyle? We're going to be the next big thing from Chelsea.
Yeah, but let's see. He's a big player. He's fast. He's good up in air.
Yeah.
So if you look at the attributes, he's got a touch. So
We need
one
goals.
season, whereas, and I always do this, I always break down on size, touch. You know, did he score goals? Are he good in air or the yard?
Knob size.
And so I look at all them, and I see some of the signings, and my assessment of those 5 key elements of being a footballer aren't really there at the moment. Well, what I'm seeing, I look at him from last season, I'm thinking, well, he's ticking height, he's ticking pace, he's ticking, he can put ball in net, he's a strong kid. So he's ticked 4 out of 5 before we even start.
Well, all I remember him, he went deep and just took ball off Norwood. Stop it. But he obviously knew Norwood. Obviously, he's our quarterback giving it that one. He's obviously been told to go and pinch that ball off Norwood. And then he was just running at us, and it was scary as shit.
For 8 million, if that's the price that's been quoted around, I think if you're going for a good price, why not?
What did he go for that? Jarokes from Coventry.
Gyökeres.
Yeah, so I can't see us getting him for 8 million. He would top goal
Well,
scorer.
Well, he's in last year in his contract.
This
That's
is
the
it,
only.
Jonny. No,
That's
like
the
how
only.
we've had our nightmare with Ndiaye because he's on his last year. He's on his last year as well.
But he has just come out and said, "This is my home. I don't want to move."
I don't know. I think
it's bollocks.
his comments is he's trying to get a better deal at Borough.
Yeah.
So surely we're going to be able to offer him a better deal.
But if like when you say he's gone new like Ndiaye last season, if he scored goals in, he's happy in, he's got high profile and fans love you.
Yeah.
Why not have another season doing that or another couple of seasons doing that? Why would he come to us where we might end up being bottom at league? We're about 30 and he scores 2 all season because we hardly get a chance. Which is highly likely with where we're playing, unless we get that dynamic getting going forward players. We might end up having 1 chance a game again, so that could ruin his career as opposed to having another successful
It is a
season.
big risk for him to take from where he is at the minute to come to us. Like, it'd be a big leap of faith, that.
But then again, this could be his last chance at Premier League because he's 27. Borough's not going up.
And people got me
We're
that.
not staying up.
People said
So this could be his last chance.
That's something else that made me laugh. People say he's too old. He's 27. We don't want to be signing players that age. But then similar people are saying, well, let's give Billy Sharp another. He's hardly fucking old and past it at 27.
No, true.
Could get 5 years.
Very true.
And you do need to balance the youngsters with some experience, I think.
Exactly.
So I don't think it'd be a
We
bad
won't
shout.
be playing many youngsters, I don't think. Really.
Jonno.
We've just bought them for now, then.
No, the nucleus to the side, the old guard. There'll be a lot of that, as usual.
Jonno. Chubrak Pom and future transfers, what do we reckon?
Definitely at Pom. I would take him. I'd risk it.
Who else do you want?
I would like Illy's chair.
That's not a bad
From
shout.
QPR. He's their best player by a mile, and he's so creative, and I think that's what we miss in midfield at the moment.
It'd be nice to steal somebody off of Ainsworth.
Did that as well.
Fuck Ainsworth.
So yeah,
He
so a
really
player
did.
like Illy's chair definitely would suit United at the moment. At the moment, I think we've got a good squad for a championship.
I think we need a goalkeeper. Probably a backup for Baldock at right wing back, 'cause I think Bogle will be injured forever. 3 midfielders and maybe 2 strikers.
Well, the fact of it is, we've still got us 2 English loans. We've got to get them.
Yes.
So there's talk of another player at Man City, that, and if we've got links to him, we might get one of them others. It'll not be McAtee or Dale. I think Heckingbottom virtually discounted both of them.
Yeah.
Because Dale did that well at Lane last season.
And his wages are frightening, aren't they?
So I don't see it being either of them, but I think we'll give you a player there, and we might get one from Arsenal. Because we've got a good reputation for how we deal with these kids. So I think there will be two English loans coming in. I would imagine there might be a foreign loan coming in, and I think we'll still be looking at that. And then we could hopefully buy 2. So hopefully there is 5 players, and it might be end of season. But if you look at results yesterday, a lot of teams, it doesn't settle down.
No.
This is the worry, innit? This is it.
So until end of transfer window, you're going to be funny results. Not only we might actually surprise somebody with a funny result, but they might not be as ready either. So
I think that's the problem playing Crystal Palace first game of the season. These are the games that you look at and think this is where we've got a chance of getting 3 points. And if we don't win that match,
Can't lose it,
I'm not putting it all on one match.
but we can't lose it. If you look at next feature, where's your next team coming from that you think's worse than Crystal Palace?
Let's move on from this. I'm going to go down the line on this one. Let's presume that we bring in 4 players.
Yeah.
Let's presume, because he said that one's on its way, another one's partially done. And let's say he gets 2 more in.
That was Prince who said that.
Yeah, we. But let's
said a new owner were on his way.
Let's presume that this happens. Or if that happens, are we ready for the season ahead? And I'm going to start off with Jonno.
Why me? No.
No?
I'm still probably disappointed with Ndiaye going. I'd love to have seen how we'd have played in Premier League, and I think a lot would have been relied on him. And at the moment, I'm not fancying us for this season at all.
Ruthless.
I suppose it's what you define as ready, isn't it?
Ready to go? Are we ready? Are we fit enough? Have we gelled enough? Are we ready to go? We're going to have a successful season, or are we just setting ourselves up to fail?
Almost, I think.
Almost.
I think we're almost there.
Almost.
I like watching stuff they put on social media. So, like what you said about are they gelled enough? Maybe on pitch, no. But one thing that our players do have a reputation of is welcoming new signings and making them feel one part of family, one at boys.
Apart from Mardy bastards like Cadra.
So in that respect, I think they'll be ready. Lads will have sorted them out in dressing rooms. They're ready to go. Do I think we've got enough in the team to be successful? I don't know yet.
Kenneth, are we ready?
I'm just worried. I'm always worried. Truth is that we're not ready, are we? And we have got a very favourable set of fixtures. And all from months ago, all I'm thinking is we've got to hit the ground running because we have got a good set of fixtures. Now, because of the circumstances of this window, nobody's going to be anywhere near hitting straps until whatever, 4 or 5 weeks away.
Yeah.
And that is the worrying thing. We should have. Everybody get excited about how good these fixtures were at the start.
I'd rather have them 5
and now we
games
could do with these a bit further in.
Yeah.
And have a few whatever,
throwaways.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just play up top 6 for now. So that's my worry, really.
Robert.
Well, I've said all along I think we'll go down anyhow. I don't see that we've got enough to stay up, and I don't think we've got the money to spend to get players good enough to stay up. I want us to be competitive. I don't want us getting rolled over. I think defensively, when we sit in, we can stop teams for a lot of time. My worry is that we're not going to get forward enough. So unless we bring in a couple that help that getting forward, break with pace, and gives a chance to get a goal, I think it's going to be a long, hard season. But then again, even if we'd have kept Ndiaye, I think they'd have been safe.
I mean, how many situations, how much minutes does he get, even if he's here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. We're not going to provide him with loads of scenarios for him to change a game, are we? He's going to get
he was that X factor that could make something.
Yeah.
So, my opinion of the season is, obviously, if we get 4 players in, if one of them is a midfielder, a good attacking midfielder, one of them is a forward, one is a goalkeeper, and one is a bit of a utility player in midfield. Like a less rusty Ben Osborne.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, a rusty Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
But I think if we've got them players in, I think we stay up. If we don't get those players in, if we only get 2 out of the 4, I think we need 6.
Or if we get the wrong.
Yes, that's always a risk
players
as well.
for those positions.
Everything for us to stay up has to work on a specific set of circumstances. Are we ready right now? Are we fuck? Can we be ready? Yeah, there's a possibility we can do, but it's all very circumstantial, I think. And that's the worry is we don't have that depth, we don't have that kind of togetherness that we had before. It's all very cobbled, and that's what worries me, I think. Let's go on to some predictions wise. Before we talk about United, who's winning league? We'll go down the line. Andrew, Kenneth, the Oracle.
Right. I've just had Liverpool without Man City.
Oh, they actually do that bet now.
Liverpool without Man City. So I'm obviously saying Man City.
Jonno.
Man City.
Robert.
Arsenal.
Oh, have you had a bet?
No. I'm not saying it with any confidence. Just didn't want to say Man City because it seems so obvious.
I can't see past City, to be fair.
Brentford, no. It's of course Man City. How do they not? How do they not?
Robots, aren't they?
Yeah, cyborgs.
They've had some turnaround, haven't they? So you don't know. They're bringing in players
robots
who you
for
think
other robots.
are going to be brilliant. Yeah.
Who's finishing? All right, who's finishing second, Rob?
Arsenal.
Arsenal 1-2.
Arsenal's reserves.
Ruth.
I'm going to go
Man
Arsenal,
City.
yeah.
I weren't going to say Arsenal. Now I am looking at the other team's business. Jonno.
Man United.
Ooh.
That would be a tasty season, though, if it was any race.
Yeah. Liverpool.
And something daft like Man U's going to finish first.
What if it's us? My optimism's back. What if it's
That's the beer, not the optimism. Right, excluding Sheffield United Football Club. Who are the 3 going down? Excluding, we cannot include us in this, so if we're not included, who are the 3 going down, Robert?
Don't steal mine. Don't steal mine.
No, I'll go for Burnley, Wolves and Everton.
Ooh. Kenneth?
Luton. And we can't say us then, no?
We can't say us.
I'm hoping Everton because it still
hurts.
Still hurts when Barry Owen shot from 45 yard and Seegers were laid on penalty. So we just said Luton.
Luton, Everton.
I honestly do think Burnley will struggle.
Yeah, me know.
Just because that possession football thing won't work for them. So I've gone for Luton, Burnley.
And Everton. Ruth.
Well, you both took Everton, which is what I wanted to say.
It's your fault.
No, I think they've had a lucky escape last couple of seasons, haven't they? And aren't they on a transfer thing like financial
if you want to sign
play?
Jefferson, then I'd say nailed on.
So yeah, Everton, Luton. I just don't think that they'll pull up any trees in Prem. And my last one is Bournemouth.
Jonno.
Well, I'm stealing Bournemouth as well. Bournemouth, Luton and Wolves.
Ooh.
I think Wolves are going to have a really, really poor season.
Oh, I had my 4th one, didn't I? I've got a 4th one.
Only 3 teams go down, Ruth.
I know they do, but this is like a really hopeful one. I just want to say it. I really hope West Ham go down.
Be nice.
And there's a slight chance.
Be nice.
There's a slight chance they might. So
Their fans are restless.
I'm going to say it.
And while we can talk about us being a bit negative, I mean, Burnley got stuff 3-0 by a German team.
Yeah, they did.
I noticed that, yeah.
So my predictions are Burnley rock bottom, they're fucked. Everybody says Luton's going to be the team that struggle. Luton's going to fucking be the Sheffield United from Wilder time. They're going to fucking finish. They're not going to do as well as we did, but I said 13th for Luton. I think they'll have a good season. So I'm going to say Burnley rock bottom, and since we can't say us, I'm then going to say Everton, and then the third team going down is the Scabs. They're the 3 that's going down for me, if we don't include us.
Well, I'm chucking in the surprise package of the season.
Only 3 teams going down!
The surprise package of the
surprise package of the season.
Yes.
Go on.
Who's going to do well?
Go on.
I'm giving it to you first.
Ooh, the surprise package of the season. Jonno, what's going on?
He's taking over, Jonny.
I've already said
Who could sneak into the top 6?
Ooh, I've already said. I actually.
Get the table out so
Can you just get it up?
I don't know if they'll finish in top 6, but I think that Brentford are going to finish high up this season.
What we at, Tony?
Yeah, I think they're going to finish 9th. Go on, Rob.
Surprise team.
Luton's going to be the surprise team, but if we're talking like top half of the table, Brentford.
Top off. Chelsea, didn't they finish 10th or something?
Yeah. Kenneth.
I don't know. I think Brighton are going to go. Brighton are just going to go on to another level. They seem to have been like on an upward.
I'd have said that, but they all seem to be losing a few players.
But they always seem to be losing players.
Yeah, they bring out gems.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Ruth.
Pass. Because you sprung it on me.
I'm thinking Aston Villa.
Villa are going to have a good season.
They're going to have a really good season.
Don't you think he looks?
I don't like it. I don't like him. I love the ground.
Like Biggs with him.
Oh,
their manager.
United.
Rossiter.
Yeah, I think they're a really good season. They ended last season absolutely brilliant.
That's a scary point.
Where are Sheffield United finishing in the league? You can include us for relegation in this one. Robert?
Relegated.
Yeah, but where? Bottom, second bottom, third bottom?
Second bottom also.
Kenneth?
Well, last time we did this, because we've done this before, haven't we?
We have.
I were hoping for a point. I gave them 38 points, but I think we'll get 35 points. And that is generally that's somewhere around relegation.
Ruthless.
I think 12th.
12.
What's wrong with that? Stop sniffing my drink. Look, I've got to keep the optimism on this table.
You ain't got to me yet. You ain't got to me yet.
Somebody has got to, have hope, and that's me.
You ain't got to me yet.
Well.
Third from bottom.
Third from bottom.
We're going to get us all. I just think we'll that last
Last match of the season.
I'm gonna do a Prince Abdullah and give the political answer. With Ndai, we were finishing 14th. Without that X factor, as we are right now, without anything to go into it, third bottom. If we get in these players, I think we finish between 15th and 14th.
So in other words, they're going to be right anyway, aren't you?
I know.
So you've
I've
just
given
picked
three
two
options.
answers.
But there's two different Sheffield
the
United.
politician.
Yeah, if Prince Abdullah can do it, I can
Problem
do
is
it.
here, right? We're all on a real low because like we know we're short. These players aren't here.
We just not replaced the players that we needed to
Well,
replace
we're
last
not
season.
going because of this stupid window.
I think we've covered it as much as I can because we could sit here arguing about this till the end of it now. I do want to thank all of you for watching. Get in the comments down below. Let us know if you agree with our predictions. Let us know if you agree with our comments. If you've got an alternative point of view, edit down there. Just don't be a dick about it. That's all I ask. You can listen to this as a podcast on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts and Spotify. Thank you to all of you for coming on. We will be back for the beer and breakfast, coming for the Palace game.
Yes.
So get to look forward to that. We've got some...
Are you doing that now?
Got some new features from... We've got some comments from the Oracle coming forward all this season, haven't we, Kenneth?
Oh.
He's going to be giving us his input throughout the season.
The Oracle.
The Oracle.
The knowledge he gives, by the way.
It's
Johnny
amazing.
Vegas on the Oracle.
Again, if you haven't done already, please subscribe to the channel. Please leave a like. And thank you for listening to us. Thank you again to Glistening Kicks and Waverlets for making this series possible throughout the season. And let's just hope for a good one. Up the Blades.
Up the Blades.
Up the Blades.